Hey you guys, welcome to Alex and Andy Live. We are coming to you from Shanghai, China, where it's currently around 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 4th of May. It's day number 34, I think, of citywide lockdown here over the coronavirus situation. Yesterday we saw 200 and where are my numbers? 260 new asymptomatic cases, 4,722 new symptomatic cases, which is actually down 12.5% day on day, which is good news. Alex, how have you been?
All right. Got some more deliveries today, including we had a guest on a couple of weeks ago who's talking about veganism and how vegans are getting by in lockdowns. You and I both got a shipment of some vegan meat patties from them. I haven't had the chance to try it yet, but we'll see. Also, you know that today is a holiday, right?
So we get triple time?
It's a Star Wars day today. Do you know what I mean by that?
May the 4th be with you, or whatever it is.
There you go.
No, I haven't seen Star Wars. Is that weird? Yeah.
Yes, frankly. Yeah,
I'm a weirdo.
I would recommend watching Star Wars. There is some merit to the hype. Yeah.
Okay, no, I know it's a what's it called? A cult classic for sure.
Yes.
It's something you kind of have to watch, but it's just I never have. I'm not sure what. When I was younger, when we used to, our family used to rent videos, go to the video store, Blockbuster Video, and get videos on the weekend. I always went outside, so I kind of missed out. But yeah, I'll try and look it up.
Yeah.
What kind of EE does May the 4th have today for Star Wars? Star Wars?
One of the sort of things they say there's an element in Star Wars called the Force. It's just a sort of nebulous thing.
Oh yeah.
And the Jedis use the Force for good, and on the dark side, they use the Force for evil. And so the Jedis say to each other, "May the Force be with you," it's sort of like a rallying cry. It's like the main thing, the number one sort of koha of Star Wars. May the Force be with you.
May the 4th
is May the 4th be with you. That's right.
Nice. Okay, I like it. Okay, well, definitely now's the time to watch movies under lockdown. But the funny thing is, even though we're stuck at home and can't go out, I still find it really hard to sit down and commit to a whole movie. I don't know if that's a similar problem with others.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm sort of victim to the whole tech thing where my attention span is sort of drawn down. I watch a lot of like short videos on YouTube and BJ to where my attention span is I'm not at TikTok levels where my attention span is about 6 seconds. But, I'm 10 or 15 minutes is pretty much where I'm at, unless it's some really interesting documentary or some movie that really grips me. But I think it might be a good thing for me to sort of work on that and like commit to, reading a full book or watching a full movie, which is sort of hard for me to do these days. I'm a victim to the attention shortage as well.
Yeah, no, it is definitely hard to do. I've always found it hard, but I do agree now with social media, with these video platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
If I see an interesting video on YouTube, like a short documentary or something, probably if it's more than 7 minutes, I'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll watch the first minute or so, check it out, see if it's any good, and see if I'm going to commit. Even 15 minutes, like you said, is quite long. Hey, we have an interesting comment here from one of our longtime viewers, Travel with Jean in China. Now, she says Zhengzhou has, I mentioned yesterday on the show that the capital city of Henan province, Zhengzhou, has also gone under lockdown. And she is actually in Zhengzhou, so maybe she's actually learned some things from watching our live stream every night. She says there's several cases and we're in partial lockdown. People can go shopping once a day. One person from every household is allowed out every 24 hours. It's a very sunny, beautiful day today, stocked up on 2 weeks worth of food. So yeah, probably a good idea, Jean. It sounds interesting. I would love to know more about the situation in Henan and how they're getting along there. So maybe we can actually chat with you on an upcoming live stream. If possible, do consider getting in touch with us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I quite like Zhengzhou. I've been there a few times. In previous many years ago in a previous sort of occupation. Done some business stuff that I was doing at that time. Been out to Henan a few times. This is several years, 8-9 years ago, but I've been out to Henan a few times and I really enjoyed my time out there. I know for some people, Henan gets a bad rap, but I'm here to stand against that because I really enjoyed my time out in Zhengzhou and Luoyang and those places. So we wish them the
Yep.
best.
Yeah, no, it is an awesome place. I have a good friend, who's from Henan, from Zhumadian. So I went with him back home a few times during the summer break while I was studying, met all his family, went swimming in the summer. Really awesome place. Obviously, all different parts of China have different different cultures, different food they love. I remember his dad took me, he was like, I'm going to take you to eat my favorite food. And I was like, oh, what could it be? And it was jolt. And I was like, oh my God. So
they have
can't.
Henan Hui Mian out there, which is really, really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I did a story about this a couple of months ago about different sort of local foods, and that was in my top 5. And it's really hearty and really good, nice thick cut noodles, good stuff.
Yeah, I love Henan Hui Mian. It's like thicker, like a belt noodle, I think. Is it?
Yeah,
if I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, let's move along to the news, I reckon. We're going to chat with our colleague, as usual, Yang Jian, who is joining us live from his home in Shanghai. Hey, Yang Jian, I was wondering, because I noticed today that the cases are continuing to go down. I have my notes here, 12.5% down day on day. Can you tell us, is this positive trend likely to continue, do you reckon, and can we get excited?
Yes. The city officials said Shanghai's recent screening and control measures, which is the PCR plus antigen screening and the 3-area designation, have proved to be more and more effective to curb the spread of the coronavirus. And it sounds like Shanghai finally found the most suitable measure to fight against this Omicron pandemic. And the official gave 2 numbers to prove his point today. One is the infections detected in the controlled and the precautionary areas, known as the social level screening, account for only some 1% of the city's total new infections in the last 3 days. And the percentage was 17.5% on April the 2nd, roughly a month ago. And the second number is 15.8 million people, or 63% of the total, are in the precautionary areas now, or the communities without a positive case in the last 2 weeks. And 9% still under lockdown, and 20% are in controlled areas. And the city government is now adjusting the 3-area designation every day, and based on the PCR and the antigen screening, and which will be conducted through Saturday. And the official said the trend is precautionary areas becoming bigger and bigger, and the lockdown areas smaller. And apart from that, we can also find other positive messages from the main topic of every day's press briefing. And it used to focus on the PCR screening arrangement, new makeshift hospitals, and how to guarantee the daily supplies during the lockdown. But nowadays, the focus has been shifted on the increasing number of discharged patients and, of course, the work resumption. And yesterday, the official introduced how to conduct home quarantine after being discharged. And today, they said if a recovered patient tests positive again, it won't affect the 3-area designation of the whole community. So the pandemic situation is still, like the vice mayor said yesterday, tending to a good prospect steadily. Andy.
Got it. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to ask you about, and we've been talking about this on our show pretty frequently recently, is that the sort of the agricultural production in these sort of suburban and outskirt areas of Shanghai has really come back, has really bounced back and been restored in a big way. So, like, what does that mean for buying local fruits and vegetables from Shanghai?
Yes, it is the other good news from today's press briefing that the large majority of Shanghai's agricultural production has been restored. And the official said, including over 98% of the city's vegetable planting and cultivation. So I think a large number of locally produced green vegetables, watermelons, and other sweet melons will hit the market soon, and some of them have already hit the market actually. And they include many of the favorites of native Shanghainese, such as the Shanghai green vegetable and the spring bamboo shoot, which is one of the most popular seasonal treats for local people and also a key ingredients for many famous Shanghai dishes. And the regional specialties include the cucumber from Qingpu, the grapes from Jiading, and the yellow peach from Fengxian, which will hit the market a bit later, maybe 2 or 3 months later. And everything from Chongming Island are popular among local consumers. And among them, the city's most famous watermelon, known as the 8424 from Nanhui Town in Pudong New area, is also available now on several major online shopping platforms. And I'm not sure whether you've tried it. This watermelon is famous for the sweet taste and juicy flesh and the crisp skin. And the local farmers said this year's 8424 watermelon contains higher sugar than previous years due to the favorable weather. So it seems local citizens' favorite summer fruit has not been affected by the pandemic. And about how to buy it, the Agriculture Commission officials said despite the city's logistics have yet to be fully restored, the commission will arrange like community group buying as well as cooperate with these e-commerce platforms or local sub-districts or towns to sell and deliver the products to citizens directly. So, despite many of us still have to spend most of the day at home, at least we will have more seasonal delicacies soon, Alex.
Cool. That's good. Good to hear that.
Good to hear. I'm really looking forward to trying Shanghai Benggua. Maybe that's going to be coming up shortly. Yang Jian, thank you so much. We will see you again tomorrow.
Okay, see you.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Hey, have you tried that, Alex? Shanghai Benggua?
Nope. Have you?
Yeah, it's really good. We went and did a video on that last year, I think. And it's a really awesome, like, it's called Beng. It's like a Shanghainese. It doesn't even have a Mandarin name because it's really just local here. And it's called Beng because it kind of describes how it's like how it pops open. So like it's like a little watermelon, but you kind of just pull it, and as soon as there's a little tear, it sort of goes and like boom, open. If you know what I mean. Really delicious. It's yellow colored kind of watermelon, really sweet. And as Yang Jian just said there, a lot of the fruits and watermelons growing here in Shanghai are going to be sweeter this year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds good. Like I say, I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I have, and I just didn't know it. Maybe unbeknownst to me, I've tried it, but I'll have to make a concerted effort. I have had the yellow flesh watermelons, but I'm not sure if
could be that.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, because I think sometimes we just call it yellow watermelon, but yeah,
right. It's
really good. I'm trying to find the video now, but my internet's playing up, so I'll try and find it in a little bit. But yeah, thanks for the rundown, Yang Jian. He mentioned also that a lot of the measures being taken in Shanghai to get us out of this situation are showing positive results. So that is really awesome to see, and hopefully we continue on this downward trajectory. Now we have a video to play. As more and more of Shanghai opens up, people are heading outside. You've probably seen this if you've spent any time on Douyin, Alex, or Kuaishou. The videos of people, because of course, as Yang Jian said, a lot of the city are allowed out now to go and buy supplies. Some people are allowed out for 3 hours a day, so they'll rush to supermarkets. But of course, the city's public transportation is still closed down. So people are having to carry like rucksacks and to bring their goods home. And I've got a video here. I'll try and bring it up. Hopefully we don't have any problems.
Yeah, I know that the bus system is closed. Most of the subway system is not operational right now, with the exception of parts of Line 6 and then Line 16, which are all in the Pudong area. Line 16 is deep down in Pudong. And so normally, people would use their cars, which right now private cars, except if you have a special pass, are not allowed. So even if you're in the green area, if you have a car, you'll need a special pass to be able to actually drive it out on the streets at present. And so sans cars and public transportation, people are having to get creative with kind of the way that they want to haul their goods. What do we got here? Is this the video?
All right, I can't play the video on. Yeah.
It's not working. Well, we can see it. I think it just stopped. Oh, that's going.
Yeah, so people are using like these rucksacks and stuff. It's quite funny.
I see. Yep, somebody has hitched a trailer on the back of his e-bike. Oh yeah, there you go with the stick and the.
There's another one. Yeah,
getting creative in terms of how to haul goods on their person, right?
Yeah, so funny to see, but if it's you, it probably, especially as the weather heats up, it's not the most ideal thing to be out in the sunshine doing that. But I'll bring up, is it that video?
Well, of course, a lot of folks don't have cars in the city anyway. Obviously.
Anyway, yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't travel by car. I usually use public transportation myself. Of course, a lot of people will use an e-bike or things like that, But then again, under normal circumstances, we don't have to worry about hauling too many goods on our backs because of the ease of delivery. But right now, with the strain that the lockdown is putting on the logistics and the delivery systems in terms of two-door delivery, people are going out and sort of stocking up and hauling it back in large bags, something that we don't normally see too much.
Exactly. No, it is very interesting. I'm probably not going to be doing that myself because I reckon at the moment, we got some deliveries yesterday from from the Juwei, and I have a lot of stuff that I'm still trying to get rid of. I'll bring over one of these.
Okay.
For example, we got heaps of this kind of like it's cut some kind of
it's good
peppery thing, and I heard you can stir fry it up and stuff. I've got a lot of other vegetables.
Good in omelets as well. I know I've had a lot of eggs. Now I'm running out of eggs, but I've been eating a lot of eggs lately because I had sort of a surplus. During this lockdown, it's sort of interesting the way that it works. You'll find yourself with a surplus of one thing and a dearth of another thing. And then exactly. Right. I had 100 eggs, a couple weeks ago, and now I've eaten all the eggs, and now I've got extra. I've got too much. I've got a lot of vegetables, so it's really sort of hard to find that sweet spot right now. You never know what you'll be given by your neighbor.
Exactly.
And what that package will include and won't include. You never know which deliveries, if you're ordering on Jingdong or otherwise, which of them will come in, which of them will be delayed, and so it's sort of hard to kind of time it out or plan it out. You'll find yourself with a lot of one thing and maybe not as much as you'd like of something else.
Exactly. That's the thing. You got to get creative. So I have to try and get rid of those things. I've got a lot of qing cai, bai cai. To me, it's all the same. Alex, do you differentiate?
Well, yeah. I mean, you do the vegetables differently in different ways. I'm learning about sort of how to do it. But yeah, I find myself. But like I said before, a couple weeks ago, the one vegetable that I don't have that I want is the xiaomi jiao, which is the little Thai red pepper, the super hot Thai. Sort of. I'm a spicy food lover, and that's really a staple of my diet. And not having that is tough for me personally. A little bit of spiciness, peps up any meal, in my opinion, anyway. And so, those are proving to be really hard to get. And I'm running out of limes as well. And I think those two are my favorite things: are hot peppers and limes in the food that I like to eat. So, running out of that. Hopefully, I can find some of that. But to me, that those two things go well with anything. So I think we're looking for the next video. We're having a little bit of trouble with.
Sorry, I'm back.
No, you're good. We're having a little bit of trouble, excuse me, with our videos today, guys. So please bear with us. I'm not sure what.
I'm just trying to find it. Okay. Just trying to find it as we go along.
No worries at all. So yeah, is this the one where we're talking about the volunteers vlog about the delivery drivers?
Yeah, I'll try and bring it up. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's try and move along to that.
Go ahead. Yeah. Well, I'll just chat about that for a bit. Sort of recap. We've been sort of following the chronicles of a lot of the delivery drivers around the city. A lot of them are really having a really tough time, and we thank them for providing what's an essential service. Obviously during lockdown, a large percentage. Obviously, it's a smaller percentage now of people that are now in the situation, which means no feet out the door. I think I heard Yan say now that's only 9% of people. Unfortunately, I'm among the 9% that have hit the bad lottery there. But it's really important. Yeah.
And I'm not even in the green area, but I still can't go out.
True. And so there are a whole lot of people who can't, and we rely on these delivery people to bring us the stuff that we need. So
yeah, I think it's going to work. So let's play it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it together, and I'll leave us on screen.
Okay.
Oh, go back. Go.
我们小区有个邻居买了30份盒饭给小哥，让我过来拿一下，还有其他邻居捐的饮料、零食、罐头什么的。小哥一开始都不太敢拿，我跟保安大叔吆喝了一下，他们才过来拿。
热不热？
热也没办法呀。
拿瓶饮料吧，那有饮料是吗？
啊，
拿瓶饮料。
这个是吧？
对，你拿一瓶。
今天蛮热的，居然还有小哥穿羽绒服，可能是为了晚上睡觉吧。
自己下个单，你跟网上下，他一会开一会不开的。
哦，你下单也不是很好下。哦。看到吗？哎，你钥匙没拔？你后面钥匙没拔？那你们吃饭怎么吃一般？
有时候吃泡面，有时候也是到店里去买，有时候好讲话了就给你做。
水果、饮料都有。水果，
拿个苹果。
小哥们还是比较好的，基本上就每人拿一份，也不会多拿。我感觉素质都挺高的。毕竟在一些网络喷子眼里，他们都是日入过万的人。还有小哥拍照发个朋友圈。
你怎么穿这个西服啊？
对呀，我也不是送外卖的，
不是送外卖的是吧？
快递小哥赶紧需要这个盒饭的啊，到这里来取啊，到这里来取。盛世年华，妈妈是谁啊？
对，就我们一个邻居。
啊，感谢毛妈妈啊！
你再说一遍。
感谢毛妈妈。
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see people helping out those. Like I was just saying, a lot of these delivery drivers are unable to get back into their compounds at night because of certain restrictions. That a lot of the sort of the idea behind a lot of these restrictions are that things are allowed in, but not allowed out. All right. And so what that means is that you can get a delivery sent in if you're in a lockdown area, but you can't get anything sent out. Now, if you're in I guess I'm not sure if precautionary areas are the same way, but me, since I'm still in the red, I can get things sent into my building, but I'm unable to deliver anything out. And so that's sort of the situation right now.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things I noticed in that video is the guy, he's giving them the food that the neighbors put together, the fruit and stuff, and trying to have a quick chat with the guy. And you'll notice the delivery guys, they're all open to chat and answer some questions. Where do you sleep? What are you eating? Blah, blah, blah. But they're also really keen to get off and make the next delivery. So they're really working really, really hard. And he also mentioned in the video there that some people were spreading rumors online that they can earn 10,000 yuan per day, which is around about $1,600 I guess. And he said that's not true at all. But if it were true, good on them. They're working really hard, I reckon.
I suppose. I mean, I did see some rumors and some videos where one guy was bragging about how he was making something north of 10,000 RMB. I can't remember off the top of my head whether that was proven to be false or whether he was just trading, whether he was just sort of, how would you say?
Just trying to, I think he was probably just trying to get some hits, some views online. That's the problem nowadays. A lot of stuff is being shared, which is designed to, bank on the negative situation, and they know they'll get hits if they share it. Right. One of the problems with the social media age that we live in, when people want views and hits. But yeah, anyway, we're looking at a view right now. Speaking of views, this is the one that is worth the Yanzan for. It is the view of Lujiazui, which is the financial district.
Yeah, we're looking from west to east, from the Bund just west of the Huangpu River, over the river that divides the city into its two parts, to the Lujiazui financial district. So this is sort of the financial center of almost the whole country, if we can say that. It's where the Shanghai exchange is based. It's really where a lot of national banks and regional banks are based, and it's really sort of the financial hub of this region of the country, and really almost the country as a whole. So it's the great city skyline that we have, and it's good to see, even though obviously it isn't up and running as it normally is. There's not a lot of hustle and bustle. Normally you go down there and it's jam-packed all the time. But right now, it doesn't look like it, but it's much sleepier. It doesn't look like it from this shot anyway, but it's much sleepier than it normally is.
Yeah, I would guess it's probably still quite quiet over there, especially considering that Pudong is usually or has been more seriously hit with this outbreak. But so as you can see, the lights have turned on, which happens at about 7 p.m. for the light show. And that is, I am guessing, automatic. So it's going to turn on regardless. Doesn't need anyone there to switch on. So it could very well be on the street level down there. It could very well be completely silent, which would be quite interesting to see. We did share a video earlier on in our streaming history back on the 29th, I think, of March. That video of the cats walking around on the street in a very empty Lujiazui. It was awesome, I reckon.
Yeah, so I saw a couple of pictures that I shared with you and some of our colleagues last night where it was at People's Square. It was at the People's Square subway station, which is right downtown, not in this shot, in the Puxi area. And instead, of course, the subway system is closed. People's Square is probably the main sort of locus of the subway system. It's really sort of like the center of it all. And
it's where it's at,
there's several cats laying out front, and I figured, I wonder if it used to be called People's Square, but we might have to change that name soon because it looks like it's taking over.
猫咪广场。看一下. Let's have a look. I got one of the photos here. Sorry, my lighting is ruining it, but there's one of the detail. One of the
you see the cats there on the floor or on the ground rather, and then obviously the subway station. That's going to be one of the most popular entrances, most frequently used entrances in the whole system, but it's shut down now. And so you see all those cats sort of laying down there, sunbathing, kind of just acting like they own the place. And there's another one. I'm not sure exactly where that is. That looks more like Pudong to me, but you've got a bunch of cats taking over normally places with high pedestrian traffic that are now empty. Cats are taking it over. I wonder how we're going to reclaim it from them when this is all over.
Yeah, no, because the interesting thing is we were worried at the beginning about whether or not these cats, which we would have thought would have been relying on people to feed them every day, how they'd survive. But it looks like they're doing absolutely fine, which is good to see. But somebody did mention the other day that it may have a bit of an impact on wildlife, birds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the truth is about that, because I don't think actually that in a month's time the cats are going to breed to any great extent. So hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to upset the balance of the cat ecosystem here. I'm
not
sure.
Yet.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I do know, and I talked about this earlier. I actually wrote a small piece about it where I was talking about how birds seem to be chirping a little bit louder, and you're sort of seeing some animals come, squirrels and things. Of course, where I grew up in the U.S., squirrels are ubiquitous. They're absolutely everywhere. You can't turn your head without seeing at least 2 or 3. But out here in Shanghai, squirrels exist, but they're really, really rare, and you just don't really see them very much. And so right before lockdown, I started to see squirrels and weasels and all these other animals that I had even forgotten existed in the city kind of coming out as foot traffic really was down.
It's really awesome. I think it's good to see the animals taking over. I just want to show you guys this image as well. So in my compound or around my compound, we have a big fence where it's kind of fenced in. But you can see here, one of the residents of my Xiaochu has torn open a little hole in the fence and put some cat food there for the homeless cats so they can still come in and get some food, which was really good to see. So like we were saying before, we had all that bad news about the corgi in Pudong that was beaten to death, which was really hideous. But Shanghai in China is very much a pet-loving place, and that's evident here. Somebody goes downstairs every day and puts cat food in there. Someone even went out of their way to rip open that gate there so that the cats can still come in. Which was really awesome. Awesome to see. So yeah,
we have in our community. Obviously, I've talked about how my community is a big one with several thousand people in, and we have a sort of a central area where there's some trees and some vegetation and things like that. And the cats sort of concentrate in this one little. It's sort of like this rockery kind of thing in there, and a lot of times the ayis and the sort of the grandmas that live, the retirees that live in our community will put a lot of cat food out there, and when I'm walking by, I always see the little tins of cat food sitting out there. So people definitely, not everyone, of course, not everyone's an animal lover, but definitely a lot of people, at least in this city, are very much concerned about animals, and I think the pet ownership rate in this city is actually quite high. So
Yeah, very high. Yeah, for sure. It is a pet loving place. Hey, what I'm going to do now? Somebody just asked. Sorry, somebody asked. ZDJ asked, "How's the weather in Shanghai?" It's another beautiful day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
We're sitting on 21 degrees Celsius, and that is around
70.
about
70.
what my
I've got the conversion in my head. It's about 70.
about 70. My computer's really playing up today.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I got to reset it.
Eric, I'm living over here. I always have to have the centigrade Fahrenheit conversion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I know that 21 is around 70. Yeah.
And the whole metric system. I just want to say, Alex, because I don't get this. Like, what's with the metric system, man? It's so, the way we have it is so like easy to understand. Like 1 centimeter, 100 centimeters is a meter, 100 meters is a kilometer, blah blah blah. Like, how do you guys work it out?
I think it's really just a matter of stubbornness, habit, tradition. I don't know. This is a timeless debate. I don't know. I can't really explain it. They tried to switch in the 70s, I think about 50 years ago, and everyone was just kind of like, nope, we're not doing that. We have what we have. We've been doing it forever, and we're just going to keep doing it. So, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to change over. It just is a sort of thing where if you're not living in the States and you're from there, you have to just be able to sort of convert it in your mind. It's kind of the way that, like, think about it like this. If you move to another country, now you and I have been in China for a long time, so I don't really think about things in terms of what it costs in US dollars anymore. Because in my mind now work India for years. But when you first, like, for a lot of folks who live here, when you first came here, whether if you're from the US, you thought 120 RMB, what is that in dollars, or what is that in euro, or what is that in Aussie dollars, or whatever the currency is in your home country, right? But so it's kind of like that, I guess, but for everything.
It's really true though. Yeah, no, that's a good analogy, because I do remember doing that in the beginning. I'd always be like, 10 kwai, how much is that? That's like $2. Oh, that's okay, blah blah blah. So yeah, you've just got to switch it all in your mind, but it's still not, I got to put in one more dig, Alex. It's still not very it's still not very precise, because you'll go, oh, that's about 2 feet, that's about 2.5 feet, you know what I mean? But it's not like really precise. Is that true?
Well, it is. I mean, you can have sort of, you find like sort of quick calculation things. I'm a bit of a math guy, so I have like all the numbers in my head, so I can kind of do it.
You can do it.
I can do it in my head, but I think most people, you can get close enough. You can get close enough.
So close enough. 差不多就可以了.
Yeah, and there's apps anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, I do have to use those sometimes. To convert that. I've got to use the app. I can't do the math. Hey, but we got off track again. I better play the next video if it'll play. We have a video that is talking about a guy in a xiaoqu, in a community, who has set up a kind of barber service on the rooftop of his compound, which is really awesome. I mentioned the other day I had a haircut because I was able to find someone in our compound who was a hairdresser. And because we have no cases, they were able to come over and give me a haircut in my kitchen, which was really cool. But no, kitty. But that's not the case for everybody. Obviously, it's similar in this situation because they're doing it in their compound on the rooftop. But yeah, let's see if the video will play, and we'll come back. Please. Okay, no. That video is not going to play.
It's all right. Well, we can chat. I was going to say, so my haircuts are one of those things where a lot. I mean, I'm a long hair guy, so I'm not really big on haircuts. But at the same time, I know a lot of people do need regular haircuts, or they feel like they look unkempt and all of that.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who I was chatting with last night, who his community is in the green thing, so in the green sort of zone. So they're able to go outside and things like that. And apparently he has a hairdresser. It's somebody that he didn't know. So this is sort of another story about how this sort of situation. One of the positives is people kind of getting to know their neighbors better that they didn't know before. He had no idea that one of his neighbors in his building is a hairdresser, or he's a
Tony.
No, but see, that's what he thought at first. But actually, this guy is pretty like upscale. He does like high end haircut. Pretty famous guy. I don't know because I don't really do haircuts like that, but he's a very a high end guy, and he was just giving free haircuts to the elderly citizens. And he gave my friend a haircut, and he was like, "Oh, what should I pay?" And I think he paid him like, he said, "Pay whatever. It doesn't matter. This is just for the service for the community." He's like, paid him like 100 or 150. But apparently, this guy charges like over 1,000 for a haircut. He's like one of those like up there kind of. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
So he's not Tony Lausch.
No, not Tony. He's not. So that was
nice. Yeah. I think my hairdresser guy normally charges quite a bit. Somebody in the group sent me a JPEG of his normal prices at the hair salon, which is in the mall across the street. And some of them were like 450 kwai or like over 1,000. And it was just 100 kwai this time. So pretty awesome stuff. And I think it's like to do with people sort of like coming together. You know, we're not in an ideal situation. So he's not going to force the top price like they normally do when you go to the hair salon. Hey, have you noticed, Alex, when you go to get a haircut?
Otherwise, you're not going to go to that kind of hair salon. Sorry to interrupt you.
Exactly. No, I know what you mean. Hey, when you go to get a haircut in Shanghai, a lot of the time they'll say to you, which level do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, there's a 100 kwai guy, there's a 200 kwai, 300 kwai, 400 kwai. And it's like, I reckon whichever one you say, like, I'll just have the 200 kwai one. I think it's still the same guy. What do you reckon?
I have no idea. Like I say, I'm very, I get very infrequent haircuts. I just kind of have long hair. I sort of let it grow. So I don't really know. I'm not the guy to ask about haircuts. So, but I have gotten them before, and I have had the same experience. I was also sort of wondering about that. A little quizzical to me, like, you know, what is the difference between the 100 kwai haircut and the 400 kwai haircut? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. They say it's the person, like the technician will be like, they've just begun or they're like medium level, high level. But I reckon I want to do a test. I want to get 2 people to go in and like secretly film it and just get one person to choose the cheapest one person to choose the most expensive. I guarantee you it's the same guy. But anyway,
I wonder.
that is off topic, but we can't play the videos, you guys. I'm going to try one more video because I tried this video before and I think it worked. Alex, this is our colleague Song, who obviously you know. She's filed a new video from her niche Shanghai brand or series, which is all about how to stay sane, keeping busy during the lockdown, and I think it's going to work. So why don't we watch this together and then have a chat? Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to Niche Shanghai Song. Today I'm going to share a few tips so you don't go insane during the lockdown. So first things first, home workout. For me, it's absolutely the most therapeutic. You can use your gear or do some bodyweight training, and you can find tons of tutorials online. Move on to the next, look for entertainment. Listen to some music.
Hey, yo.
Sing a song. Paint, read some books, binge watch shows, and play video games.
2 hours later.
Anything that makes you feel happy and doesn't drain your brain. The third one is keep in touch with your friends and family members that give you good vibes. It's really helpful sharing your life with them. And number 4, make plans for the future. What is the first thing you want to do after the lockdown is over? And what else? Make a bucket list, dream big. And the last one, if you think none of those could help, ask for professional help. Turn to the professional and look for online therapy sessions. Mental issues are no joke, so please take good care of yourself. Alright, that's pretty much it. I hope this video could help a little and the whole lockdown thing would be over pretty soon. Stay positive and test negative, and I'll see you the next time.
Oh, cool. Really cool video.
Yeah. Well, you know, Song is a funny girl. She has a great sense of humor. But you know, that kind of sort of embodies what she's like. So yeah, obviously we haven't seen her in quite a while, so we hope she's doing great.
Yeah. Hey, but I want to tell you a funny story. This one here, she was like, oh, I'm filming the shot tomorrow of me chatting with my friends that give me a good vibe. Can you do it? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And it looks like I didn't give her a good enough vibe because she didn't include me. Thanks, Song.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, I mentioned before, I have made a point specifically to do frequent, you know, whether it's a voice chat or a video chat with different friends, my friends in lockdown around the city. Also, I've been making it a point to sort of keep in touch when I can with some people from back home, or family members or other people I haven't spoken with in a while, you know, because I have a lot of free time during the day. Sometimes, even though I was living with people, I get a little bit lonely sometimes. And, just have a hankering to talk to somebody I haven't spoken with for a while. But even without that, I do make sure to have video chats with some of my friends that I normally hang out with here in Shanghai pretty regularly, just to keep me in my mind in some sense of normalcy. Keep in touch with people that I keep in touch with people that I normally spend a lot of time with, just to maintain a sense of normalcy in my life.
Yeah, I think it's important. Yeah, especially if you're quite a social creature, which I know you are. It is important to have those social interactions, even though you're living with people and stuff. You still want to extend your group a little bit. So yeah, video calls, even with people you normally hang out with here, is I reckon a pretty awesome idea.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Song's dry delivery here when she said, "Think about what you want to do when you get out of lockdown. Dream big." But the way she delivered it was kind of like, dream big.
That's Song.
Thanks, Song, for the video. I did ask her to come on the show tonight and discuss the video afterwards, and she just said no. So yeah, thanks for that as well, Song. I'm going to report you to the boss. No, just kidding.
No.
You guys, I can't play any other videos, unfortunately, so that is going to be all for the videos today. I can, though, give you guys, again, this beautiful view of Bushroe. Alex, do you have anything else you want to chat about?
Well, I want to just sort of repeat the numbers. So we've got 44,722 asymptomatic and 260 symptomatic, which is really a number that's much lower than what we've been seeing recently. And so, maybe that's something to be optimistic about. Given the situation, things can either go up, stay steady, or go down. And so those are the only three things that they can do. And so given that, with that knowledge in tow, it's good to see that they're going down, and hopefully we can get closer and closer to where we want to be.
Change is the only constant in the universe. So there you go. That number, like you said, up, down, stay the same. Let's hope it goes down. And this graph here, we've recently changed this classification, which I think makes it a bit easier to understand.
Right.
Before this said new infections found in high-risk groups, which was the technical term, but I think a little bit hard to understand. So what it actually means is new infections found outside quarantine or lockdown areas. Now, we've discussed that already. So this is the number to watch for and describes basically what we're calling community spread. So here we see yesterday, May the 3rd, we had 62 asymptomatic cases found outside quarantine and lockdown areas, and one new symptomatic case found outside quarantine and lockdown areas. So once this number here gets to 0, that is really what we're looking for, because once we have a few days in a row of 0 here, not just for the whole city, which is this number, but also for these districts, this is when we're really going to see things starting to open up again. And I think yesterday we discovered the magic number is 3, especially for these districts. Once a district has, like, for example, this, we'll do Fengxian, 0 and 6. Once that gets to 0 and 0 for that district, for 3 days plus, they get more relaxed measures. And obviously, so we want to see that in the 16 of Shanghai's districts. And then all together in the total number, that's when we're going to see what we want to see, which is Jiefeng.
Right, ending the lockdown. Yeah, so when they say confirmed cases versus asymptomatic infections, confirmed cases is referring to symptomatic cases.
Symptomatic, right.
Obviously this is, I feel like that might be obvious, but it's also sort of, in my opinion, a kind of a strange way of wording it. I'm sure there's a reason.
It's not obvious, Alex.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason why it's worded that way. But anyway, in any case, confirmed cases refers to symptomatic cases. So an asymptomatic infection, if that person becomes symptomatic later on, then they will be recounted as a confirmed case. That's how this graph and the way that the statistics are being counted works. So if that clears that up at all.
Right. Yeah. No. I think it would help a lot if you just look at this as symptomatic cases and asymptomatic cases.
The dark color.
But yeah, basically, what you want to look for is this number here. We want 0, 0. Really? So every day, if you want, just go to shine.cn, which is the website for Shanghai Daily. These numbers here, you can kind of ignore them. Well, not ignore them, but these numbers include locked down areas, which isn't going to affect much our freedom. But you can go down straight to this graph here and look to this number. This is the important one. I mean, it's all important, but this is, what I'll be looking for every day.
Right. That's it. So as it continues to trend downward, hopefully that continues. Hopefully we can continue that trend down toward the number we want it to be at. So,
Exactly.
Yep. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll see. Yeah, down is best. That's right. Stay tuned, everybody. We will keep you posted about what's going on, about if there are any new policies, any new happenings, good or bad, whatever's going on. Stay tuned, and we will keep you updated about where this is going. Did we lose you, Andy? We might have lost Andy, or maybe you've lost me. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we're back. Sorry, you guys. We're back. Alex, are you there?
I am.
Sorry about that. Hey, it's telling us we need to wrap it up. We're going out of data. So yeah, I think you might have just kind of wrapped it up. I'm just going to add to it. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Shanghai Daily, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, the Shanghai Ribao Shine WeChat group, the reports on China, YouTube, and my personal Twitter. Until then, see you then.
All right. See you tomorrow.